How you doing? Hope you're doing wonderful. I'm fantastic today. Recording on a Monday. Had quite the eventful weekend with Hoodfest, with our game. Had some drama come up at Hoodfest that was kind of got the heart pumping a little bit, which was fun. Going to talk about the game, get into some other stuff. But let's start the show. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Living for a Living with your boy Joey Bradley, episode 84.
Living for a living, baby. How you doing?
Yeah, recording on a Monday because we're going to do a guest episode with the owner of a local brewery here in Kuopio, RPS, Rock, Paper, Scissors, which they have a Kuopio Steelers beer and long drink, which is pretty dope. They seem, I don't know, just judging from the website, this dude seems pretty cool. Trying to kind of get out a little bit more into the guest episodes in the Finnish world and culture. And what better place to start than with someone who has something to do with beer. And also then someone I'm interested in talking to. Because other than Stieg, I haven't had a ton of people come up in my mind here that I'm like, oh yeah, I really want to talk to them. Although this weekend seeing Puhumus, I don't know, the Y in Finnish is such a strange letter. But this rapper, musical artist, he seemed like a good vibe. Give me very similar feelings. Not the same as Stieg, but whatever. We'll get into it. So yeah, I'm going to do that on Thursday. So probably this weekend, yeah, probably Saturday, we'll have another guest episode come out. And yeah, but start off the show as always. Had a couple more sales on the website, thanks to my guys Shane and Mario. And then also, guy I don't know at all, Kinnunen. Thank you, bro. Appreciate those purchases. And then also, if you guys are looking, anybody interested in getting their own website, whether it's personal, business, pleasure, you feel me, all of the above, contact my guy, Mati, at Orion M&C. He'll take care of you. Simple, classy, whatever you need, dude can get it done. And so do that. You can use the code LIVING4A-LIVING, get 10% off. He does free demo homepage, all that kind of stuff. It's a good place to start. I'm happy. I got the website. Been getting the good reviews from everybody. And selling stuff's kind of fun. Gotta admit, a lot of fun. But yeah. I don't know. Let's start with Hoodfest. I think, yeah, that's kind of how the weekend started. I went there Friday a little bit before practice, went there Friday after practice, then Saturday after our game. And Hoodfest was cool, man. I didn't know what to expect. Again, you know, I'd been playing on the fact that it's called Hoodfest in Finland. Is kind of ironic to me in a way. I didn't know what exactly the rap scene was like here in Finland, but I have to say I saw a different side of Finland that I hadn't seen in the 8 or 9 months that I've been here up until now. And it was cool. You know, it was funny to see a stereotypical Finnish blonde girl in a natural colored khaki shirt, plaid shirt, rapping along to some like what I assume was gangster shit. I mean, just with all the like I'd never seen that one. And it was like I forgot what it was like to be at a festival. And that was cool. You wouldn't know COVID was happening. Although you would, the first quick little story on Friday people were fucked up. And that's also why I forgot what it was like to be in a festival. Just 4 p.m., people wasted, you can visibly see who's on Molly, who wasn't on Molly. You know, girls, guys, just like. But this one super drunk dude was walking out as I was walking out on Friday, and he's giving people high fives as he leaves. And he goes to give the one guy a high five, and the guy passing him was like, oh, went for the fucking elbow. And he's like, Corona. You know, I forget something, Corona, man. And I'm just laughing. It's like, bro, you're walking into a crowd of 1,000 people to be right all next to each other, and you're worried about a fucking high five right now. But that just goes to show the brainwashing and how powerful it's been. That one made me laugh. But Friday, because I had practice, I was there completely sober. Drank a little bit there on Saturday. But it's the first time I've ever been at a rap concert without smoking weed. I've gone to quite a few concerts throughout my life. I've seen some good ones now that I think about it. I saw Kanye in 2007 before he was really Kanye. I've seen Chance the Rapper. I've seen Nas. I've gone to Summer Jam a few times and seen Method Man, Redman, Twista, Ashanti. This is dating me a little bit, but I realized as I was sitting there in the crowd, I'm like, man, this is fun, but something's kind of missing. And I'm normally at the rap concert smoking a blunt. That's just with the culture, you feel me? And this was the first time that's ever not been the case. And ironically, it reminded me of a story when I was probably 16, 17. Speaking of the Nas concert, I ended up going to the Nas concert with like 5 of my friends. And I had all the hookups in high school from different towns around. I had the good deals, the good weed. So this 5 or 6 of us all threw down like $10, $15. I got a quarter, got a pack of Swishers, went over to the family friend's house, picked up the quarter, rolled 6 blunts up, 5 blunts, whatever it was, and had that pack of Swishers that was now a pack of blunts just chilling in my car for the concert. And so it's the morning of the concert, or maybe the night before. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, I guess. And I go out to my car, look in the glove box. Shit wasn't there. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I've already, before this, gotten in trouble by my parents. They'd found some weed in my pockets and stuff like that. And so they knew they didn't want me to. Looking back now, I don't think they really cared that much. They just didn't want me to get in trouble for sports, which ironically kind of happened once or twice. And so I went into my mom's office. I was like, hey, Mom, did you take that pack of Swishers that was out of my car? She's like, yeah. She's like, why do you have those? I was like, oh, no, they're not for me. They're for Taylor. She's like, well, why do you have them? How can you even buy them? I was 17. And I said, well, I got a fake ID. The guy who drove me to school my sophomore year, the homie Joe. His name's Joe, blonde hair, blue eyes, just like me. We look very similar. So he just gave me his old ID, or I paid him so he could get a new one. And so I was 18, so I could buy Swishers. And I said, well, no, I have the ID. So I was just getting them for Taylor, but I need them back. Like, they're not for me. I'm giving them to Taylor for the concert. She's, okay. She goes in her closet where she'd hide shit that she found of mine, pulls it out and hands it back to me. And little did she know, she was literally handing me 5 blunts and 5 grams of weed, basically. And I ended up telling her that maybe 5 or 6 years ago or so. So it's not going to be the first time she's heard that story. But I thought I was really fucking slick after that. And then at the Nas concert, I mean, if you're from Seattle or been to Seattle and walked around at all, the weed culture in Seattle And growing up where I grew up, I mean, you make 2 phone calls and you had weed. It's part of the culture in a way. And so motherfuckers were smoking heavy at the concert. And at one point in the middle of Got Yourself a Gun, Nas fucked it up. And he's like, oh, whoa, 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 DJ, bring it back. He's like, damn, y'all smoking so much weed up in here, got me high as fuck. He goes, I know they said Seattle got some good weed, but I wasn't ready for this. I'm fucking up my own songs. He goes, we're going to start that one over. DJ, spin that. And he started it over. So that's my smoking weed at rap concert story. But yeah, Hoodfest, bro. Back to that. As I said, there was a little bit of drama on Saturday. I get there after my game, and I may have had some VIP passes. And so I was going in and got some like free ticket kind of, or free drink ticket, food ticket kind of thing. And the food place, you had to go in the VIP section. And so I wasn't really in there too much, but just to go get the food, I really needed to go in there after the game. I'm hungry. And the lanyard from the VIP thing pass had fallen off. And so it worked. I just showed him it to get in, and then to get in the concert, then to get in the actual VIP section, I show the guy it, and buddy, security dude, was a major tryhard. And this guy, I mean, I don't want to be too disrespectful, but I don't think all the axons and neurons in his brains were fully connected, fully functioning, because I mean, this dude was dense. And so and then on top of that, like he thinks he's guarding every VIP in there with his life. And so, I mean, I could see hassling everybody as they walk by, like really checking their thing, like feeling it, grabbing the wristband to see if it's on right and if it's not broken. And so he just takes the card from me and doesn't say anything. And I say, bro, what's up? He's like, no, and he didn't ever say like one coherent word to me. As I said, I don't know if this dude, Finnish people were trying to help me out talking Finnish to him. He's got a look that's just glossed over in his eyes looking at him. And like, if you're running a security department, let's not put the guy who has no social skills and the guy who's going to be the hard ass for the place where the people who are paying more to be. It's not like the VIP section had like free drinks and free food just around. It was basically a spot with a little bit raised vantage point and a couple chairs. So it's not like there was gold behind this checkpoint that you had to get through. And so he's giving me, I go, bro, like, do I need to call? I now at this point through the podcast, TikTok, all that stuff, have become homies with the dude who's putting on the concert and like organized it all. It's like, and I literally just talked to him like 5 minutes before this happened. I go, do I need to call Tom? And so I call, dude's doing his thing, organizing shit, so he doesn't answer. I go, bro, call your boss. Get somebody else here who can talk to me. I got emails saying, here's your tickets, here's this, here's that. And so, as this is going on, a couple people are coming up to me and they're like, hey, what's the problem? And this one girl, I think her name was like Mila. And I was like, hey, I had like this influencer deal thing. She goes, yeah, I know. I've seen you on TikTok. Like, I'll try and help. So she tries to talk to him. There's this other dude who was in VIP the day before who we ended up kind of chopping it up for a little bit. on Friday. He comes out and he's like, bro, what's the problem? And he looks at the bouncer. He's like, he was in here yesterday. He's supposed to be here. And he's like, hey, bro, I'm leaving for the day. So here, he gives me his VIP pass with the lanyard, gives me some tickets. He's like, all right, he's good now, right? And then this dude, security guy, like tries to take it off of me and like kind of like grabbing at me. And I went into low-key little bit of J-Brad DVC gangster mode. And I hit him with the D-line. Get the fuck off of me. You're not fucking touching me. And security guards out here for the bars I've seen before, like, will take down drunk people that are being completely unruly. I was being nice and respectful and like, dude, like, you know, I'm kind of talking a little shit because he's giving me a hard time. But I could see in his eyes for a second, like, I'm going to try and take this dude down. And he like kind of came at me for a second. And I was like, bro, don't even fucking, I don't even really know what I said. But for the sake of my story to sound cool, it's like, bro, don't even fucking try anything. Like, get the fuck away from me. I was like, call your fucking boss right now. And as this is happening, like people are seeing it and they're like, whoa, what's going on? And not to sound, I don't know how to say this without sounding like a fucking tool, but a lot of people here recognize me because of TikTok. And so I could see like people are like, what the fuck is going on? And at one point then this lady comes over who is not a boss, like photographer girl who had, I mean, probably just as dense. And that's what's scary to me. To go off on a side tangent, is what's scary to me with this vaccine passport shit and the way the world's kind of going right now is when we get people that are essentially glorified drones in these positions of relative power, that's when problems are going to happen. When people just say, oh, I'm just doing my job, that's scary. That's really scary. And not to compare my thing of a VIP pass to the Holocaust. I know that's not even similar at all. But there were some SS soldiers back in 1942, 43, whenever the start of it was happening, who were just doing their job and just were going along and following orders. And I get that that's how it has to be to a certain degree. But, I mean, these people were fucking dense. And so when we lose this, like, humanness to each other, that's where it gets scary to me. And so this lady comes over, who's literally a photographer, and I'm showing her my emails of the influencer thing. I'm showing her the text message from Tom, the guy who put it on, all this stuff. And she's like, no, we need a receipt to see you bought it. I said, lady, can you not read any? I didn't buy this. Like, that's not, I don't have that receipt. People are telling her, blah, 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 you know, and she just left. No help, no anything. Like, that lady was a fucking joke. So finally, I'm still sitting there and I go, bro, call somebody. Like, there's more people, there's more security guards here. You're not the fucking boss, obviously. Finally, two more guys, or one guy, one girl come over. Dude comes up to me. He's like, hey, bro, what's up? I go, man, I'm sorry to, like, you know, give you a problem. I go, I have this, like, influencer deal thing. And he's like, dude, I know who you are. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks. He's like, so what? And I show him all the emails, I go, this dude is tripping. And so just a second. He goes up, talks to the guy for a second. He goes, all right, bro, you're free to go in. No worries. I go, thank you, bro. Appreciate that. My security guy, Veka, appreciate you. Because without you, who knows what would have gone on. And I really just wanted to get a couple hot dogs. That was my main. I was a little hangry after the game. And then, but it kind of got the blood pumping. I got to, you know, I haven't had any like conflict. Not like I'm a big conflict guy at all, but haven't had anything like that happen in a while. And just to hit him with the fucking, don't fucking touch me. But yeah, like even when I had, there were multiple, it was really cool actually. Like I'm grateful for the situation. And I ended up apologizing to the dude. I don't want no bad energy out there. Like I said, I think he's pretty simple-minded. He's just trying to do his job, even though fucking idiot. I'm sure he felt bad about it, and he had to have felt stupid. I hope he did, honestly, because he was. But even when the Finnish people were talking to him, like, it was like he didn't understand them. And so, like, all I got to say is, like, let's get this guy out of a security job. Anything where he has to interact with people. Interactions was not positive. I mean, literally everybody who went in, there was some little, like, he left a bad taste in everybody's mouth who had to walk in there and interact with him. So, like, let's get this dude a job that's not dealing with people. Security is not a good gig for the dude. So, yeah, I think that was the main story. It was interesting being, I wanted to say, like, dude, you think I'm trying to sneak into the VIP area and faking all of this for a concert in a language that I don't even understand? Like, you think I'm going through all of this trouble for that? But it was kind of cool to watch the performances and see some of the things and not, there was only like one guy in English and I missed him. Because then I really had to watch the performance and feel the energy, and, the beats are much more impactful then for me. And so my favorite performer of the weekend was Kube. I'd been thinking his name was Cube this entire time. But even his little opening act, kind of hype man that started the first song, they just had good energy, man. Like, good performance, getting people stoked. And, some of the other guys, Ghetto Masa, I hear is like really good lyricist, but just not a ton of energy on stage. It was still a good performance, I thought. The one song that I know is Hella Fly or Still Fly by Muhos or something like that. They play it at the bars and in the clubs, and so I've danced to it before. So that was a fun one to see live also, because it was like, oh shit, I kind of know a couple of the words to this song. And those dudes had some good energy. Although they dressed funny. They almost looked like Fall Out Boy the way they dressed, but it was cool. It was super cool. What else? What else from the concert? Anything else? Oh, I guess girls will be happy to hear this because I talk shit about the basic bitch Finnish uniform a couple months ago. And everyone said, well, what about the guys? That's just like the generic internet comment. If you say one thing about one, well, it's the same for somebody else. It's not only girls. It's not only guys. Fucking idiots. But I realized what the Finnish festival fuckboy outfit is. And please tell me if I'm wrong, but I know I'm right. It starts off with the black brimmed hat. Next, you got the circular sunglasses. Then there's either normally a wolf tattoo of some sort on the forearm or on the calf. If the wolf tattoo is on the calf, then there's some landscape, maybe a forest or a tree kind of thing on the forearm. then they're wearing a short-sleeved, button-up collared shirt with vertical stripes or some kind of like print to it. And I couldn't find a generic or a basic shoe that they're wearing, but I know if they weren't at the festival, they would be wearing beige Chelsea boots. That's the vibe that they gave off. Maybe at the concert, I guess just the basic generic shoe would be a white Air Force One. So even maybe that's what they were wearing too. But you saw a few of those guys out there, and bro, I'm not hating. I wish I had the confidence to wear one of those hats. They just don't look good on me, so I don't rock them. Instead, I rock the 5 panel. You feel me? You can get that on livingforaliving.live. Yeah. Use LivingFam code for 10% off. Chill. Yeah, we'll keep this on for the rest of the episode. I meant to wear it the whole time, but oh well. So yeah, that was the festival finish fuckboy attire right there. The other like funny thing that I noticed at the festival or at concerts, and because it's in Finnish, I don't understand it, but 90% of the ad libs that the hype men do are always in English. And that was kind of funny to me. You know, it'd be da 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 da, gang gang, skirt, brat. You know, the only Finnish ad lib word they'd use is mitä, which is what in Finnish. And then another weird thing I've realized from translation for English to Finnish in the rap culture world is no in Finnish is a. E-I. Or N, yeah. But in rap music and in English, the word like a is, you know, something positive. Almost like yes. And so sometimes guys would ad lib and they'd be like, hey. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder if it's weird for them, or I wonder if they're saying no, or, you know, like, it has to kind of be weird in their mind because they're technically saying no in their language, but they're saying a. I don't know. I just always think about languages and translations directly and how it would be if it was the other way around. You know, if Finnish was more popular than English and people in English then were, instead of saying A, we're saying no, you know, like vice versa. So that one was kind of funny to me. And then seeing some fans, I had a couple like actually really good conversations with people. And I had the first person recognize me because of football and because of the Steelers. And he kind of made eye contact as he walked by me. And I thought I was going to get the generic, oh, you're the TikTok guy. And he was like, Steelers? And I said, yeah, I was more shocked than he was. I was like, yeah, bro. So we talked for a minute. And yeah. Shit, that's actually a great transition into talking about the game. And yeah, this weekend's game was interesting, I guess you could say. We won 51-0. We had a defensive touchdown and a punt return touchdown. So when that happens, the score goes up pretty quickly. And it's like those games they're fun. Don't get me wrong. Winning is always more fun than losing. Let's put that out there. But those games are fun up until maybe 28-0 or 35-0. And then after that, it almost gets a little bit sad because nobody's really having that much fun because everyone knows the outcome of the game. You know, it's fun then to get certain guys who don't get to play as much time, and you can kind of try some new things and stuff like that. But just from the competitive nature that we all share, it it gets a little bit sad. And so, we were really close. I ended up having 3 passing touchdowns. I threw 1 fucking interception that was just me trying to get 4 is what it was, when I should have just checked it down and lived to play another down. But we were also really close to having like 5 or 6, whether the throw is just a little off or we just miss it a little bit here and there. But we're kind of getting the passing game rolling just in time right now. And one of the funniest things happened. They had this number 8 defensive end who I hear is one of like the more dirty players in the league and has a reputation for that. And seeing him play one time, I can understand why. And so he kind of like hit me and like grabbed onto me a little bit late, but not late enough to get a call. And he's like big, kind of steroid looking kind of dude with tattoos and shit. And so I like to talk shit. And I said, damn, bro, I expected you to hit harder for as big as you are. And he goes, what? And I didn't respond back. I just like said the thing and let it go back. He goes, what? What? He like really wanted me to respond again. He's like, what? Are you tripping, bro? Bro, are you tripping? Because as I've mentioned before the season, there was somewhat a little bit of drama over a video that I made talking about LSD being extremely beneficial to essentially making myself realize that I love myself and this path that I'm on and everything, And so it was funny because it was such a weird shit talking thing. And you could tell he had really thought about it for a long time and was just waiting to use it. And it was just like, I was like, what? He's like, are you tripping, bro? I wanted to be like, nah, man, but shit, you should. I told him, I said, you should try it, bro, because it might make you play better. Which is one of my thoughts, actually. Not playing while you're on it, but I think it has some physical performance enhancing properties to it. Oh, man. But yeah, we had goal line fade to my boy Hannes. Almost had one to Jeff. I love throwing goal line fades. And now I really love throwing this glance route, which is kind of like a 5-step slant that we use in the RPO game. And it's ironic, and I'll be the first to admit when I was wrong. And when we were talking about it preseason with Pekka and the stuff, I was like, dude, I'm never going to throw this route. It's going to take too long or whatever. It's not there. And now it's one of those routes like I'm really looking to throw. And I've had like 3 or 4 completions on it. Another touchdown to Hannes. My dude went for like 4 or 5 receptions for 96 and 2 touchdowns. Only 20-year-old, 21, maybe 22. First year in the Maple League. He'd played up north in the 2nd division the last couple years. And my dude is coming along nicely. And I love his swag and his releases, all those things. He's fun. So that was a good one. But my favorite play of the day, hands down, and it just shows, in my opinion, what kind of team and what kind of group we got in a one play kind of thing, is we're up 51-0. It's our last drive of the game. And we have some backups in, and we have our 3rd string running back in, Casper, who's only 17 or 18 and has a ton of potentials, came a long ways in the last months since I've been here. And I was getting on him in practice because he was missing the cutback on inside zone a couple times. I was like, bro, the fucking cutback is there. And so we handed off, and the cutback was there, and my dude hit it, made another cut, and ended up getting 12, 13 yards on a carry. And you can see on the tape is Ant, the starting running back who's leading the league in rushing, is on the sideline as like the first guy watching. And as soon as he makes the cut and makes the play, you can see Ant like jump up like, fuck yeah, excited. You see me on film. He makes a cut like I'm jacked up. And to me, that's what's fucking cool is when, we're the imports that are leading it and stuff. And you can find examples like this on defense if you look hard enough. You can find this everywhere. It's just one of those that showed in a 10-second clip kind of what kind of vibe and team we have here. And so that's probably my favorite play. I love seeing the dudes who, have a little bit less experience and are still learning kind of make that next stride and hit that thing that either we've been working on or we've been talking about or whatever. Because that's what it's all about, dude. And so that was probably the favorite play of the game. Next week, we got to go down to Honko, which is like fucking far away, for a game that doesn't really mean too much in terms of we've already secured number 1 seed and they can't make the playoffs. But I'll actually get to see the homie Nolan. Played against this dude in Czech Republic last season. And he's actually a good, like a family friend of my trainer, Tim Manson, back home. So, hey, it's just another opportunity to play. Can't be mad at that, you feel me? I'm waiting for Casper, speak of the devil, to pick me up for practice right now. Got meetings in 15 minutes. He should be here in the next 5. I really don't have too much left to go. Just a couple. I was laying in bed, couldn't sleep the other night. And I think it's natural. We always like play through our lives in one way or another. And I started thinking about my romantic relationships throughout the last 5 or 6 years while living in Europe. And, there's been some more relationship type. There's been some more physical type things, stuff like that. I'm a big believer that even short relationships can have very impactful effects on our lives. And so before I would kind of maybe shut down to the idea of like, oh, I'm only going to know her for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. So I'm not even going to let a certain part of me get attached or be vulnerable, basically. But I was thinking, and I know a couple girls listen to this type of stuff, and I don't know if anybody really needs to hear it, but it's just a thought that I had while I was replaying some of the past relationships and stuff like that. But I think it would be good for some girls to hear this in our society that we're in now. That ladies, and I can only speak for myself, if you let me hit on our first meeting, I will never date you. And now, understand this. I'm probably going to try. You can't let it happen. If then you also want to date. Because I'm not saying that all girls are looking just to date. Some girls are just trying to do their thing and be physical. And hey, it's a free world. Do whatever you want. Feminism, all that stuff. Go, yeah, hurrah. Do your thing. But if you are trying to date someone and that's in your mind and you let them hit the first meeting, like I said, only for myself, we will never date. And I realized this because I was thinking about the whether I would call them true relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend kind of things, but things where I had a true emotional connection that could be in the dating boyfriend, girlfriend category. None of them let me hit the first night or first meeting. And most of them, we spent the night together that first night. So that makes it sound like there's a million. It's a handful of cases over the last 7 years. So you can spend the night. You can do that. Don't let them hit. Again, if you're trying to date. You know, I'm sure there's girls out there that are like, why won't he be my boyfriend? And why can't I find a decent man? And all the guys want to do is just fuck and that. To a degree, you're right. But if that's also then what you're thinking, all men are shit. If that's a current thought in your mind, you're going to find and attract shitty men. That's how this shit works. That's how energy works. If you think all girls are sluts and all girls are like, guess what you're going to find? Like I don't understand how that isn't like a common understanding or theme for many people, but it's not. So I don't know. You got to know that stuff. You got to work smarter, not harder. And I laugh because I wrote the work smarter, not harder thing down because this week I've literally figured out a couple hacks from the internet that have saved me so much time. I'm trying to, with the hats and stuff right now, I'm trying to create the logo in a little bit different of a way. So that way, instead of being just a flat embroidery, it's like a puffy kind of logo. And I was asking my buddy who made me the logo if he could do it. And I was like, well, shit, I can probably figure this out. So I started Googling, YouTubing, finally found it. And now I'm like close to having that done. But then with that, I found this other website that gets rid of the background for pictures. So for my thumbnails on YouTube, I'd always just have like the picture of me kind of cut out. And I used to do it on this website where I'd like have to manually go through and trace myself out. And it would take me 10, 15 minutes just to do that part. And now I have a website that I just upload the photo and then in 2 seconds it does it for me. And I was like, fuck, I've probably wasted hours over 80 some episodes doing this. And here's a thing that just does it for free. It's like, huh. But it is what it is. My favorite Drake line ever, well, one of them, top 3, fuck how it was. It is what it is. And I think that's where we're going to end it today. A little bit of a short episode. That's okay. We'll have another guest one this weekend. I had fun. Hope you did. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful month. Till next time. Peace and much love. Holla.
Tell me, baby.
Yeah.
What's that story? I've been thinking about you lately.
Yeah, come on.
Tell me, darling.
What else?
You're a star girl.
What else?
How the fuck do you not know the deal?
What else?
I've been thinking about you lately. And
What
it's
else?
got me going crazy.
What else?
Playing for you, baby.
What else?
Listen up. Got me thinking about you, baby. And it's happening all the time. So I'm playing for you, darling. Now listen up.
Listen up.